Hey guys, Wrestling Throwdown here. I'm Haley and this is one of my extra videos. A lot of stuff has happened in the past few days. Some big news about Daniel Bryan and obviously the Elimination Chamber match. Now for the Elimination Chamber match, it happened earlier in the week, I know that, but Daniel Bryan happened only two days ago, I think so. But I guess I'll talk about Daniel Bryan first because this is obviously, I feel like this is going to be the majority of my video because I'm going to talk about him a lot. I feel like I haven't talked about Daniel Bryan that much, as much as I would like. And so I'm using this video to talk about him, obviously, because if you guys haven't heard the news, he needs another surgery, another major elbow surgery. And it's not looking good. He says he wants to be back by WrestleMania 31 and he wants to, have a match. But WWE has like no time set for him to return. Like they're not like setting a time date when they actually want him to return. And they're also saying it's not looking good. Like it's like he could possibly there's a chance. Like I don't know how good of a chance there is, but there is definitely a chance where he is not going to be able to return, and he's going to have to retire at a very early age. And this happened with Edge too. Edge is my second favorite wrestler of all time, so this kind of is a touchy subject because Edge's was out of nowhere. His retirement was just obviously at the title, and he had to relinquish it, and he had to retire right then and there because he had problems with his neck too, and obviously this whole neck surgery Daniel Bryan had obviously got to his elbow and everything like that, and he's losing obviously movement in his arm and everything like that. But it's really sad. Daniel Bryan is one of my favorites on the roster right now. I really don't know what the plan is. Like I said, that he wants to be back by WrestleMania 31, but WWE does not have a time set for him to return, just in case if something happens. They're acting like they don't think he's going to be back, so that is the rumor. And it's very sad because at first it was getting better. Like at first they were saying like he wasn't going to need another surgery, and it was just going to take time to naturally heal. And obviously that's not the case now. Now he needs not only just another surgery, but it's a major surgery. That's what they're calling it, is a major surgery. So I mean, it could be you could be looking at another 6 months. You can be looking at him retiring. I mean, I feel like he's not going to retire. I feel like it's going to be longer than what we thought. He might not be back for close to another year now because, I mean, obviously after he heals, he's got to start, training and stuff again to get back in the ring. So usually that'll take at least, it depends on how long it takes for him to heal. But the thing with this is I've talked to a couple people about this. A lot of people don't think he's going to retire. A lot of people think he's very strong and he's going to eventually be back. But obviously, the situation just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And I don't even know anymore what's going to happen with Daniel Bryan, what is going to happen with his career. I mean, the guy's only, like 33, I think. So, and he's young. He's not even really in his prime year because I think they count age 35 is when you start in your prime years. It's like supposed to be like your best years pretty much for wrestling. That's when you're supposed to accomplish the most, I guess. And so he's only had the title twice. I mean, I guess if you want to count the world, you can count it 3 times. So because he's had just the he's been unified, and then he's had the WWE once, and then he's had obviously the world. So I guess yeah, you can count that 3 times. But they were such short runs, and obviously he lost it in 6 seconds to, or 18 seconds, sorry, 18 seconds to Sheamus at WrestleMania. So it's just like I feel like I feel like his career, he hasn't accomplished as much as I know he's capable of. He's such a talented wrestler, and it would be such a shame for him to obviously retire at this age. Now, Edge, he already accomplished a lot. Yes, I still obviously it was a shock, and he did retire earlier than what he wanted to. But he did enough for him to retire at a good age. So it wasn't, even though I was devastated because it was obviously just randomly and it was just bad. But I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, obviously, if they tell him he can't wrestle anymore, if there's a chance of him being paralyzed or whatever, he gets back in the ring. I mean, I would think a smart person would be like, well, I guess I am gonna have to retire. And I know Daniel Bryan, he has a big heart and everything like that. He's obviously does not want to retire. This is going to be like his last thought on his mind. He's going to do everything he can to not retire. But I feel like if the doctors or some, obviously WWE or something says something to him like, there's a good chance that I think you really need to just retire and, pack up. He might have to, and it's really sad. Because like I said, I don't really feel like his career, he's not accomplished as much as I wanted him to. I want him to have a decent reign with the title. I want him to actually be the face of the WWE. And I mean, there are rumors of John Cena taking a break soon. I'm sure people are excited about that. So, I mean, obviously, I don't know if that's going to be with Roman Reigns coming up, though, too. So, it's funny because they actually said that's the reason why they turned Ryback face, I guess, is because they say there's a lack of faces in the WWE right now. And that's technically true. There really isn't that many faces, especially with all the faces like gone right now, like Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, I just feel like it's just not good. And then Dean Ambrose was gone at one time too, so there was 3 top faces like gone. And that's another reason why I think they don't want to. I mean, they're still obviously with that whole John Cena thing, they're still, I don't know, kind of like teasing the heel turn soon, I guess you can say. I don't think it's going to happen, but I can see if they were thinking about it maybe, and then they kind of had to change their mind. I could see if they were doing that, because obviously they had to think like, if we turn him heel, we're not going to have any faces, because obviously Roman is gone, Daniel Bryan's gone, and Dean was gone at that same time. So who were they going to have as face? I mean, while Dean was gone for that like month. So I mean, it would have been nice to have newer talent obviously shine, but I mean, Bray Wyatt obviously isn't turning face anytime soon. So I mean, they would have to put a mid-carder for a top face. They have so many heels right now. And I mean, I guess Randy now, he's obviously face and everything like that, but Brock Lesnar's heel, Seth's heel. I mean, you got your top guys that are heels and you just got no faces. And that's the same with like the mid-carders and like the jobbers too. There's just too many heels right now. They really need some face turns. I feel like they just, and I don't even know if they really need face turns. I just feel like they're like in lack of faces because of all these top guys that are gone right now. But that's just my thing. But anyways, back to the Daniel Bryan thing. Who knows what's going to happen? He's extremely talented. He's one of my favorites. I'm hoping for the best, but who knows what's going to happen. Obviously, I will keep you guys updated and everything like that. Hopefully we hear some good news. I don't know if when he's going to go into surgery or what, but hopefully it's not too bad, and hopefully he recovers good, and hopefully he can get back in the ring in like 6 more months. Hopefully it will be hopefully at WrestleMania. Hopefully it can be in and out in 6 months. That would be awesome. Alrighty. Elimination Chamber. Now, I heard a couple of different things about the Elimination Chamber. Obviously, it's kind of weird because it's I'm trying to pull up something. Sorry, guys. There we go. probably should have got this set anyways before. Okay, because I've been hearing a couple of different rumors. I've been hearing that obviously they're getting it gone for good, like it's completely done. They're not doing it anymore. After, obviously they're just going to, I guess what they're supposed to do is they want the Royal Rumble to focus obviously on WrestleMania without any other pay-per-view. So what they're going to do, which is a really good idea, I think it is, even though I do like the Elimination Chamber match. I mean, it used to be so good when Shawn Michaels and Triple H were in there together. Oh my God, it was so good. But obviously they're going to have, you know, a few months to focus on WrestleMania and to focus on these feuds, and they can build up these really good feuds that obviously they can have for WrestleMania. And that is a smart idea, because after Royal Rumble, they still, you know, had these matches and this pay-per-view and everything, and then they had no time for new feuds, so they kind of just like dragged them in. I don't know, it was just weird. It's better for them to just focus on WrestleMania after Royal Rumble. And that's why I like about how them getting rid of it. But I also heard another rumor that they're not completely getting rid of it. They're just like they're gonna do it later in the year. Like it's gonna replace like kind of like a not so important pay-per-view like Payback or something like that. One of the newer ones that like no one really cares about. And I think it's gonna be like, I think it's going to be sometime like after WrestleMania, and they're going to do it that way too. So, and that's fine too. That'll work too. But for right now, they want to obviously scrape all pay-per-views, that whole pay-per-view, Elimination Chamber, in between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, so they can focus on that. And I think that's a really good idea. I do like Elimination Chamber, so I hope they do make it later in the year, like they said they are going to do. They're going to replace obviously some kind of pay-per-view that no one really cares about. It's just kind of like I don't know, what is it, Payback maybe they can replace, or what's another one? Like a few of them before obviously SummerSlam, like they can do something like that. But yeah, they have there is obviously talk. This has happened it's actually almost, it's been like a week ago, pretty much actually. I think it was like right after I made my last week's video pretty much. So I couldn't really talk about it because I wanted to save it for this video. But yeah, I mean, I would love to hear your guys' opinions on this too in the comments. You know, what you guys think about Elimination Chamber, and if you think it's a good idea or you just don't want to see it, period. Because I do like the pay-per-view, but I think it is a really good idea that they're getting rid of it after Royal Rumble, because there's just really no point. They need to focus on WrestleMania. They need to focus on the bigger feuds. And that's too why people are starting to say that WrestleMania, they're just kind of like, oh, now, because they're rushing these feuds, and they're rushing, you know, they're starting brand new feuds after the Elimination Chamber match, and they have no time for it. And so that's why I think they need to just focus on Royal Rumble, and after Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. It's going to be great. And I think their WrestleManias will be a lot better this way, because I mean, what did they do before? Did they even have I think they still had a pay-per-view, but I don't know. But it was still, I don't know though. Elimination Chamber's been around for a while, so I'm not really sure. Alrighty. I guess we will start with NXT. NXT, there was a tag team #1 contenders battle royal. I really didn't appreciate who won. The Vaudevillains, I think that's how you pronounce the name, Vaudevillains. I don't like their gimmick. I don't like anything about them. I mean, I don't think their gimmick is going to stay much longer. I really don't think it's going to work. And I know a lot of people were like, oh, this is going to work and everything like that. Like, this is going to obviously take them into the main roster and everything. They think like this gimmick's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. I have a feeling like they're going to, I don't know. I have a feeling that it's not going to last as long as WWE thinks it's going to last. I just think that there's only so much that you can do with it, and that's just, I I don't know. And also, I mean, I guess I'm being a little bit biased here because obviously I wanted Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy to win. I think they are the #1 tag team right now. I think I love them both. They're a great tag team. They remind me of Edge, obviously, with Colin Cassidy. He really reminds me of Edge. And that Enzo Amore, obviously, is their mic piece. You know, you got the big guy and then you got the mic piece. So it makes for a good tag team. I just really like them. I really like their ability in the ring. It's just make for a great tag team. I'm a huge fan of them. But who knows? I guess they're just not going to make it to the main roster yet. I guess they're just, and I get that too because Colin Cassidy obviously was out and they were kind of like, they weren't really doing too much with Enzo Amore. So I guess they're trying to get them kind of back into the tag team division and they're trying to train with them more as a tag team before they move them up to the main roster. So I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. And again with Justin Gabriel, I seriously don't know what he is anymore. He's a heel or a face. He changes every week. It's just ridiculous. It really is. Alrighty. I guess we can talk about Sami Zayn versus Titus O'Neil. Sami Zayn won. And then Tyler Breeze came out and he challenged Zayn to a rightful top #1 contender match next week for the NXT Championship, which will be a great match. Even though I love, Tyler Breeze, but I love Sami Zayn even more, and I think Sami Zayn obviously deserves it more. Sami Zayn, I said this before, obviously. Sami Zayn should be champion right now. He should have gotten it before Adrian Neville. I was really kind of pissed that they gave it to Adrian Neville. It's actually funny too because Adrian Neville's been tag teams, has won the NXT tag team titles twice, and he's won the NXT champion and title, and he's still not on the main roster. So that really goes to tell you something right there. That's what I think. It's just kind of ridiculous. But yeah, nothing really too much. I don't even think Adrian Neville really appeared last. Yeah, he didn't even do anything last week. So we will see about this whole heel turn with Adrian Neville. Who knows what's going to happen with that. Alrighty, SmackDown. Not too much happened on NXT this week. They had a Diva Battle Royal for the #1 contender. It was a Halloween costume Battle Royal, to be exact. And Layla, oh my God, she was so funny. It was just ridiculous. And obviously Brie dressed up as Daniel Bryan. That was funny. But Nikki Bella won. I was a little bit, obviously Alicia Fox took Paige out. So I think Paige is done with the title for a little bit. I think she's going to be feuding with Alicia Fox for right now. And it's funny that Nikki Bella won. I actually think they are going to, and this can be a good thing for Daniel Bryan too when he comes back. He can be, because I actually think that, I think Daniel Bryan's probably going to be the one that beats Seth Rollins when he comes back too. If he comes back. I shouldn't say if he comes back because he will be back. You got to think positive. But obviously after he feuds with Roman Reigns, Seth is going to act, all big and tough and cocky like he always does. And obviously I think Daniel Bryan's going to come out. But this is where I'm getting at is since Nikki Bella won, I have a feeling she's going to be AJ Lee. She's going to be champion. And then once Brie's done with this whole 30-day thing and, and all that, and eventually they're going to have a feud. Nikki's probably going to hold the title. I have a feeling they're going to give Nikki, since Nikki's first run was only 6 days with the title, I have a feeling they're going to give it to her for a good 4 to 6 months. I have a feeling that they are going to give it to her, and Brie is going to end up winning it off of her. I don't know how it's going to exactly work, if they're going to act like Brie is going to still be Nikki's slave, and then all of a sudden Nikki is going to, get this #1 contender thing. I don't know. Or they're going to put her in a match, like a triple threat or a fatal 4-way or something. And Brie is going to act like she's going to help Nikki throughout the whole thing. And she's going to eventually end up pinning Nikki and winning the title. I do think that Nikki's going to end up winning, obviously, this whole thing. And then Brie winning it, obviously, later down the road against Nikki. I think that's where they're going with this. And that's why, obviously, the Bella feud is going to continue, obviously, for at least another 6 more months. As much as people hate this, I definitely see something like that happening. I think Paige is done for the title with the title for right now, and I think she's just gonna feud with Alicia Fox, and we'll see what happens after that. Dolph Ziggler versus Kane. The Miz and Mizdow obviously had Mark Henry as their special guest, and he talks about, Big Show and everything like that, and keeps saying that he's jealous and stuff like that. So this is obviously progressing their feud and everything, and Big Show came out and obviously got really pissed and everything. But I think they're gonna have a great feud. I mean, they've had good matches in the past, so I think they've got what it takes. This was actually really, really surprising. Los Matadores actually defeated Goldust and Stardust last night. I was actually shocked because this is like a jobber tag team. And obviously they just beat the tag team champions. I thought that was kind of ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if they're getting them kind of set up for them losing at Royal Rumble, because they're going to lose at Royal Rumble. But so they can obviously continue to feud, have their their match that everybody has been wanting, the Goldust versus Cody Rhodes. But I don't know. I just thought it was really, really weird that they won. I don't know. I feel like it's still a little too early, too, because it's at least 2 more months until Royal Rumble. I could see maybe if it was already in December and stuff like that, and they were kind of like, they kept losing and stuff like that. But, I mean, what are they going to do? Just keep losing for 2 months and, like, have them in this losing defeat kind of thing? And then, like, obviously make them lose big time at Royal Rumble? I mean, I don't know. Maybe this was just a one-time thing. I just thought it was bizarre who they lost to. That's just my opinion. Eric Rowan was actually there in a backstage segment. I was actually shocked. And, I mean, it's funny because I'm actually reading like an article right now on the whole Bray Wyatt and Roman and not Roman, Eric Rowan breaking up, and Luke Harper and everything. It's actually funny because I don't know. They still don't know what's happening with these three. They still don't know if Eric Rowan and Luke Harper are going to be together, or if Luke Harper and Eric Rowan are going to go. And it's actually funny because Eric Rowan was actually talking a little bit last night. And I was just like, whoa. And I was just like, are they actually? And I feel like if they were actually going to have him with Luke Harper, I felt like Luke Harper would have been there. And since he wasn't, maybe they're going to kind of, I don't know, since he was talking with Kane too about his, movie and everything, I'm wondering if like they're going to like, I mean, I could possibly see, I actually would not mind that tag team, to tell you the truth, Eric Rowan and Kane, but I mean, he's still corporate Kane. I mean, how much are you going to change him back and forth, the corporate Kane to Kane? I mean, I just think it's ridiculous. But yeah, I did think it was interesting that we seen him last night. So we will see what's going on, I guess. I mean, it's interesting. And I know a lot of people are pissed about this too. Dean Ambrose versus Cesaro were in a Halloween street fight, or a trick or treat street fight, or trick or street fight. Yeah, that's what it was called. Trick or street fight. Obviously, people were very, very upset that Cesaro keeps losing and how he keeps jobbing to Dean Ambrose. And I'm like, he's not really jobbing to Dean Ambrose. I mean, the last match they had, it didn't even start into a match because obviously Dean just attacked him with a mic. And this match they had, obviously, Dean is the one of the top guys right now. I mean, and Cesaro isn't, we don't even know what's happening with Cesaro. I mean, we think he's a high mid card, then he's kind of been put in a few, kind of main events. We seriously don't know what's going on. But these two are best friends in real life anyways, so I highly doubt that Cesaro cares to really lose against Dean. Obviously, these guys, you can see the chemistry they have in the ring. They obviously communicate very well in the ring together, so they have great matches, and they're both very talented men. I know a lot of people are still upset, and saying that Cesaro is, jobbing to Dean, but I don't really see it as him jobbing to Dean. Dean Ambrose is obviously a top guy, so I mean, I could see if it was like a 5-minute match, but you're not really, even though he's losing, he's not really jobbing. I mean, they're having like 15-20 minute good matches. That's not a jobbing match. A jobber is losing in 5 seconds, like they made Heath Slater lose to Ryback last night, and that was not cool. Because I love Heath Slater. But that's what I consider the definition of jobbing. I mean, I guess it's different for everybody. Everybody can have a different definition for jobbing. But that's my definition for it. I think it's like a 5-minute match and just someone completely destroying you and you're not even getting a hit in. That's what I see as jobbing. Cesaro and Dean had a good fight back and forth, so I thought they were fine. I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. And I didn't see him as jobbing, so that's just my opinion. I mean, Cesaro, we don't know what's going on with him right now. We don't know what the hell WWE is thinking with Cesaro right now. So, I mean, why not put him with Dean Ambrose? Why not, just because he loses doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. I mean, they have great matches. If you have a good match with someone, obviously WWE has good faith in you. And that's kind of what me and Joe talked about with Eva Marie, too. People are, hating on Eva Marie, but we noticed that every time she gets in the ring, she gets better and better, unlike Cameron. Cameron still can't wrestle. But, and I'm not saying Eva Marie is the best wrestler or anything like that. I do like to stick up for Eva Marie because I like her. I don't have a problem with her. It's kind of like the whole thing with Brock Lesnar. It's not really his fault that he's not defending the title. This is all on WWE. And so that's kind of how I think about with Eva Marie. It's not really her fault that she's put on the main roster, and she's, wrestling and everything without, going to developmental. She's a model and they obviously wanted her on the main roster, but she's actually trying. She's pushing herself to get better. Cameron is so full of herself and she just does not care. All she thinks about is herself. Eva Marie is a very sweet girl. And that's the difference, too, about them that I see. Eva Marie tries. Cameron doesn't give a damn. And that's why I stick up for Eva Marie. But, and I'm not saying she's going to be like the best wrestler or anything in the world. I do think she's getting better. And you know what? Right now, I think she's better than Cameron. So there's that. I feel like if you're going to release Eva Marie, which I don't think they ever will, then you better release Cameron, too, because, to tell you the truth, she might be getting better than Rosa Mendes, to tell you the truth, too. And I like Rosa Mendes, too. She's a nice girl. I know she's gone through a lot and everything like that, obviously. I've actually just been catching up with Total Divas, so that's probably why I'm talking so much about it. But, yeah, the whole point with Cesaro is he's not jobbing out. So, I mean, everyone's afraid, obviously, willing to have their own opinion on that. But Dean obviously did not make him job out to him just because he lost. Obviously, Dean is obviously the main guy, one of the main guys right now, and so that's how I look at it. And they had a good 15 to 20 minute match, so that's pretty much that. All right, guys. Well, I feel like that was kind of long. I actually didn't mean for it to be that long, but I hope I didn't rant your ear off or anything like that. I hope you guys enjoyed. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter. And I don't think I forgot anything, so yeah. And I will put all the links in the description. And thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.